How are we doing there, boys and girls? Manthieus here, and welcome back to another video. Let's talk about Korthite Crystals, and more importantly, let's talk about exactly how you can go out there and you can farm them. Now, whether you choose to do this on your main character or you repeat this process on your alts is entirely up to you, but we're going to talk about every possible way that I've found so far to get these Korthite Crystals. I've been doing a whole bunch of testing, not only on the PTR, but also now the game is live, and I think I've about figured it all out. So this hopefully should be the definitive guide on how to go about getting yourself Korthite Crystals. Let's go. Now, first and foremost, the one thing you're going to want to do, not only on your main character, but also on your alts, is check your dailies on Korthia every single day. The one you're really interested in is the one that's over here. This fella, either this fella or this map, is got the chance to give you a bounty. Now, this bounty actually has the chance to give you 2 Korthite Crystals, and if that's up, you know, consider it Christmas Day. Congratulations, you're onto a win. This is not always up though, so if you get unlucky, come back tomorrow, try again. But dailies is obvious, right? We already know that doing the dailies in Korthia is going to be, that's the bread and butter, right? That should be your absolute bare minimum. If the quest gives you a Korthite Crystal, go do it. If it doesn't, it's up to you what you do with it. But what are the other ways? Let's first and foremost then talk about the treasures that are in Korthia, because there's loads of them. This section is going to be pretty mini-map intensive, so bear with me on that one, but I'm going to show you the locations of all the treasures. I'm going to show you how you can get those locations yourselves, and at the end of the video I'm going to talk about a little route that I've put together to navigate your way around Korthia in an optimal way to hit as many of these treasure nodes as possible. So stay tuned for that. That will come towards the end. But firstly, we need to talk, I suppose we want to talk about the hidden treasures. These things are, let's put them on the mini-map right now. They come in a few different forms. They can either be relic caches, they can be piles of bones. I think I might have a picture of them ready here. This is one of the relic caches, for example. You can see that's the invasive mushroom. We'll come to that in a bit. Have I got any others? They're the nests. No, we'll come back to those in a bit. There's relic caches like this. There's also things that look like piles of bones. They're a good one to go and get. The trick with these, though, is you can only collect 5 of them a day. Once you've collected 5 of them, no more will spawn for you. So that's when it's time to jump on your ult and maybe repeat the process again. Now, the drop chance of Korthite Crystals on these things is not incredible. I've had a couple, but it's worthwhile picking them up on your travels if you come across them. The next thing we should probably talk about is the nests of unusual materials. That's these things. Now, there's only actually 4 or 5 of these on the zone. We can highlight those specifically on the map here. There's only 5 locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one is over by the Vault of Secrets. Now, these appear to have a really good chance of Korthite Crystals in them, along with some other goodies as well. So these are pretty high priority for me on a daily basis, even on my alts, to go and get these. Even if you camp the location of these, their respawn time is pretty quick. I would say it's between sort of 5 to 10 minutes on the respawn time of these, and if you haven't collected it that day, it obviously is going to spawn for you a bit quicker. With there only being 5, it's something that you can pretty quickly bash out at quite a pace. You can actually hover around in these sorts of locations whilst also waiting for rares in the area as well, so you can often kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Next, we want to talk about these invasive mushrooms. Now, any of you guys that have been running around Korthia will have noticed what these are. You'll have seen them. They look a little bit like this. These they're often up on the sort of the roots, and they're in awkward to get places. These don't have a very good drop chance for Korthite Crystals. Now, whilst it is possible to get Korthite Crystals from them, they're an annoyance. There's lots of them, and they're really annoying to get to. But they are clustered together, so you actually don't have an unlimited amount of chances with these even. There's only, I think, like maybe 5 or 6 different clusters where they can spawn, and once you've got them, you're good, right? The annoying thing, though, is that they can be tapped by 1 person. They despawn very, very quickly, so don't go out your way to get these. The drop chance for Korthite Crystals is not incredible anyway. Next, we want to talk a little bit about the Spectral Bound Chest. Yes, this is a cool one. This is a cool one indeed. I need to change my add-on as real quick to show you this one. Let's put this on here. and let's zoom in to Seeker's Quorum. This little area down here, it's a little bit hard to see. The icons are quite small. I apologise. Make sure you're full screen. There's a spectral bound chest here, right? This is the thing that you will have recognised from Torghast. If you've been through Torghast, you'll see there's occasionally those chests with chains on them. There's 3 chains on this one, and there's 3 locations that these spectral keys can spawn in. You need to get 1 of the keys from the north, 1 of the keys from the south, and 1 of the keys from the west. Once you've collected all 3 keys, you can unlock the chest. This can be done daily, and you're not waiting on any respawn for this. This is guaranteed. Now, it's not the best chance for Korthite Crystals, but it is a guaranteed super quick, super easy. This is very high on my priority list of things to bash out every day, even on my alts, because you can run straight there. Once you've somewhat memorized the location of the keys, you just do a quick lap, and hey presto, it's unlocked and it's done. Like literally 30 seconds work, but for the chance of a Korthite Crystal, it's good to go. What else then? What else? We should talk about the daily rift, I suppose. If you've been on Korthia any amount of time, you'll notice these rifts kicking about. They look something like this. There's one in a cave. There's a couple out in the main zone. For the most part, until you've been on Korthia quite a while, you might not have access to these. If you're really lucky, you might get a repaired rift key drop off one of the rares in Korthia. Now, if you get one of these, great. It allows you to enter the portal. Unfortunately, these ones can't be used in a group. This is entirely a solo key. Eventually, though, you'll be able to buy these. Eventually, once you get your Archivist's Codec rep up, you can buy these and you can go into the rift as many times as you like. When you go into a rift, there is a 15-minute cooldown. You've got 15 minutes to get in, get what you want, and get out before you get booted out. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the rifts because they could probably do with an entire video themselves. But needless to say, there's 4 big chests in there. That's what you're focusing on. There's 4 big chests, so run around Korthia when you get into the rift. Once you've got the 4 big chests, they're your really juicy chances of getting Korthite Crystals. I've had as many as 2 Korthite Crystals from a single rift run, so it's definitely worthwhile doing that. Now, of course, you may not be able to do these every day because it's a little bit RNG to if you can even get the rift key in the first place. But if you get one, utilise it well because they are very, very good source of Korthite Crystals. So that's really the daily treasury stuff you can do. Most of the daily treasures you can just do when you're hunting your rares and doing your other things in Korthia anyway. I guess since we've been looking at the minimap, it's some of you are probably already mashing in the comments, well, what's this add-on? What? How do I get these icons on my map? Well, it's a combination of a few little add-ons that I use. First one being called Handynotes. Handynotes is the core module. Within Handynotes, you have different modules within it. I have the basic Handynotes module, the Shadowlands one, and then the Shadowlands treasures. These can all be found on your local, your add-on manager of choice, whether it be CurseForge, WoWup, whatever you use. They're pretty easy to find, but Handynotes is a very, very good one. There's another one I like to pair with it called Rare Scanner. Now, this throws up a notification on your screen when it finds something, but it tracks your mini-map. So if it's too far out of view, it won't give you a beep, but it's still definitely good for the notifications. They're the 2 I use primarily. One other one you might want to get your hands on is one called Roots, but we'll talk about why you want Roots in a minute or 2. There is a couple more locations for these Korthite Crystals we should probably talk about. There's a couple of things you can do weekly. Now, the weekly ones are going to be, like I said, one-time opportunities, at least on a weekly basis. They are going to be, let me see if I can find them, your Death's Advance War Chest. This comes from the Twisting Fate, is it called Twisting Fate? Shaping Fate. Shaping Fate weekly quest that you get on Korthia. This is basically a guaranteed Korthite Crystal. Now, whether you bash this out in the first day because you're spending so much time on Korthia or not, or whether you passively get this across the week, it's a fill the bar quest, right? You've probably seen it by now. It's going to be very important to you because it's also a good source of renown. So you're going to be doing this every week anyway. You get your Death's Advance War Chest. This is almost a guaranteed Korthite Crystal out of this. Very, very well worth doing on as many characters as you can because it's free crystals. The last thing that's a weekly thing that I've found is the assaults. Now the assaults, there's 4 different variations of them. As of recording this, the assault is the Night Fae assault. These rotate twice a week, so you only get 2 opportunities to do this. It requires you to do 4 little quests and then kill a big boss, and at the end of it you get yourself a war chest of whichever faction you're helping out at that time. Now that chest also has a very, very good chance for a Korthite Crystal. So that's basically the ways you can do it. There's lots of stuff you can be doing daily. You may have noticed I didn't really talk so much about rares. And this was something that was quite surprising to me. The rares out in Korthia, although there are many of them, their drop chance on Korthite Crystals is pretty pathetic. They tend to be focused more so on other things, like it be cosmetics, toys, mounts, that sort of thing. The likelihood is that you'll probably be waiting for a rare to spawn so you can get the toy or the mount that it offers, and one of these treasures will pop up nearby and you'll just go grab it. That seems to be the preferred way to do Korthia at the moment. Depends on where your priorities lie. But I did say at the beginning of the video I had a little bonus for you that made it towards the end, and there's a good reason why you want this add-on Roots. Let me throw it up on screen, see if I can spell. Let's put it on. I've put together a little bit of a route. This is about, I want to say, roughly a 15, maybe 10, 15, maybe 20 minute route. You start in Keeper's Respite, you do an anti-clockwise loop, you follow the path basically, and this is going to take you through as many of these treasure locations within a reasonable time frame. Like I said, this is maybe 10-15 minutes worth of effort, but it's going to hit as many treasure spots as possible. And its results are pretty good. Now you may not necessarily get a Korthite every time you do it, but the good thing you will get is a few treasures along the way. You'll get yourself your anima, you'll get yourself your the catalogued research, or the relics for the catalogued research at least. It's a good little route. Starts in Keeper's Respite, ends at the Spectral Chest, and it's up to you whether you just rinse and repeat this to, you know, gather a bit of everything, or whether you just do the 1 lap, Hearthstone back, and call it quits on that character. This little route, I will leave a link to it in the description down below. You need the Roots add-on to import it. The add-on's pretty straightforward. /roots. You can get your roots from here as well. You can import them, you can export your own, whatever the case may be. Have I got the import option on here? I don't know, I'll work it out. Either way, get the Roots add-on. I'll give you my export code for this so you can import it yourself. It's a nice little, there you go, here's the import box. Just select the main header. Import the code, it'll put the route on your minimap, follow it, have fun, utilise it. Like I said, 10-15 minutes, easy game. But there we go, boys and girls. That is my, I guess we call it an ultimate Korthite farming guide. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, remember to hit the subscribe button, and at the very least give the video a like. What I would also like to point out is that these videos are put together by my Patreons, or with the support of my Patreons. Without those guys chipping in and helping fund the channel, I wouldn't be able to dedicate anywhere near as much time as I do to this endeavour, so big thank you to them. But I'm done for the day, boys and girls. Go farm your Korthite crystals and have fun. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.